What's up, upstanders? Dr. O here, and I wanted to talk about an issue that I'm seeing in the sports world. It seems like many of these black male sportscasters, there's always some type of beef. They're always getting pitted against each other in ways that I just don't see happen in other groups. And I think it's really problematic. And even if it did happen with other groups, it would still be problematic because the stakes are higher for black people in these positions because there are not a lot of us who are in these positions. I don't see this with other even black female commentators. I see this specifically with the black men in the sports world. Now, to be clear, I know that there are sports commentators of all backgrounds who don't like each other, who don't get along, and so on and so forth. I completely understand that. And also to be clear, I don't watch every sport. I primarily watch basketball. I stopped watching the NFL after the Ray Rice incident when I saw people like Tom Brady, who I respected, say that it's above his pay grade to basically talk about the problem with domestic violence. And then the Kaepernick stuff happened. So realized the league was sexist before I realized it was racist. So I don't watch it all, but I watch enough sports to know that this has been a problem, and I don't get it. These guys, these black men, have worked hard. Whether they're actual journalists or sportscasters, Stephen A. Smith is a journalist in the sports world, or people who were players who became commentators like a Kendrick Perkins. But this particular one of Kendrick Perkins and Charles Barkley has really been bothering me. I remember last year Perk said something to the effect of, guys like Barkley and them don't watch all the games, and rather than just going at what Perkins said specifically, Shaq and Kendrick Perkins, I'm sorry, Shaq and Barkley basically started referring to Kendrick Perkins as a roach, and they were putting up pictures of cardboard images of him and beating him up and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? And then just last week I'm seeing they're still going back and forth at each other. I remember when Stephen A. Smith started his podcast, and he made it clear about his thoughts about Jason Whitlock. Called him a fat piece of ish and all of this other type of stuff. And I don't get it. It's like hip hop beef. Like I don't get it. All these guys are very accomplished. They're doing great work in terms of their respective fields. They work hard to get there. What is the interest in tearing each other down like this in the way that they do? I don't see it from any other group. What do the black female commentators know that the black men don't know? And what do the white female and male, what do the Hispanic, what do they all know that these black men don't know? Because it's very frustrating to see these guys who do all of this incredible work get pitted against each other. It's like hip hop and sports. And I've seen it play out in acting. I've seen it play out now in politics. We see people of all backgrounds hating each other and disparaging each other. I mean, there's no question about it. But it's really ignorant and it's really disrespectful and it's really problematic because there are young potential commentators who want to do this work, who are watching these individuals and looking up to these individuals, and they're up there in their suits and ties, and they got Stephen A. just signed $100 million deal with ESPN. It's like y'all got your bag. Well, what do you have to do this for? And again, I didn't see it, with the Stuart Scott, rest in peace, Stuart Scott. I didn't see it. I don't see it with the Michael Wilbons. I don't see it with other, older journalists. This is really problematic. It's not cool. And again, even if, like I said, I don't watch NHL, I don't watch all sports. Even if other commentators are doing it, it's different when it comes to black folks. It's like Stephen A. Smith said something that I also find to be very poignant when he said that black white people can come to work and do their job. Black people have to come to work with a responsibility. This idea of like, all of the, the people are riding on your shoulders. And whether he's lived up to that or not, that's a conversation for another day. Y'all seen my videos. But I really wish that somebody, maybe some elder, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or somebody, would really, or an elder in that space like a Michael Wilbon, would pull these guys aside and just tell them to stop the nonsense. I remember I saw a story with Charles Barkley when Charles Barkley was complaining about like all of the taxes and stuff he had to pay. He said that Bill Russell called him and told him to shut the hell up. He said something else, but and stop complaining. You're out here doing your thing. Like, well, what are you complaining about? So really, at the end of the day, it's really unfortunate to see black men tearing each other down in any field. It's sad to see anybody tearing anybody down, but as a black male, obviously, this is something I'm more sensitive to. I would love to know what you all think, but It needs to stop. And clearly, ESPN, NBA, TNT, they have a vested interest in seeing this keep going because otherwise they would shut it down. They suspend people all the time for sexist comments, for homophobic comments, all types of things, as they should. But it seems like watching black men tear each other down, they don't have a problem with. It's not cool. It's disrespectful, and quite honestly, it's immature and embarrassing. And I wish these guys would stop doing this. Let me know what you think. Peace.